Now that guy looks very much like the local GNR, so let's see if we're okay to stop here. Morning guys, well we've nipped off of the N2 this morning, just in the huge city of Viseu. It's in the centro region of Portugal. It's quite a big city here, very high up in the mountains, and it's got a population of about 100,000 inhabitants. There's a very old part of the town that we're going to visit today, and we don't do a lot of big major cities only because usually sometimes the parking's not the best. There is an air here right in the centre of Virgoe. There's about 6 spaces here, as you can see, and there are some free services down the bottom there. You can empty your tanks and get some fresh water, and there's rubbish down there, but there's no electric here, which is fine. We're all self-sufficient, but the reason we don't really do a lot of central city car parks is because the view's not that great. You know, you're looking out at a car park, but that's not the point of us being here. We're going to go and visit the old historic town of Virgoe, and hopefully there's lots of nice things to have a look at once we get up there. Now there is an old funicular railway, but some of the reports say out of season maybe that might not be running. Hopefully we can get that up to the old city, so yeah, let's go and explore. We're just making our way down to the funicular railway. Hopefully it's running, otherwise be prepared for a little bit of a walk.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a walk maybe. It's a bit hit and miss by the sound of it, if it's running or not, but we'll see.
And
hopefully it is.
It's all uphill in this direction. Mind you, we could do with the exercise. Right. Oh, I can see the train station and I can see the track. So let's see if we're lucky we can get on it.
There's a train in there.
There's a train in there. But it looks very closed. It looks decidedly shut. Where do you even get in there? Those turnstiles there, isn't there? That looks pretty well shut to me. I guess that is a big door there. Yeah, and then you'd walk in there, press the button. It does say it's free, but obviously not running today. Bummer. So, walking we are. Here we go. Hello.
Hello. We got to walk.
Yeah. And then all the way up there to the top. So this is a funicular railway, and basically that's 2 carriages, one at the top and one at the bottom, connected by a cable, and in this case the cable runs underneath the road. It's buried underneath the track. That slot in the middle is where the cable connects to the train. You can see it. And then the 2 trains basically counterbalance each other, so as one comes down the other one goes up on a cable pulley system. And then here, where there's 2 tracks, when they get halfway down, this is where they pass each other. This bit's not too bad, but that bit looks a lot steeper. So here we are on the final ascent to the old town. Oh. Yeah, this is definitely a bit steeper, this bit. At least the sun's shining today. So it is nice and warm. We're in t-shirts. It's not supposed to rain at all today, so that's plenty of solar for the van, hopefully. Knowing our luck, the train will be running for the way down. Yeah, definitely not running today. The view from up here. one of 7 stone arches built into the old city walls, known as Porta de Sal. This grand stone arch dates back to the 17th century. So, after an exhausting walk around the city, looking at all the historic sites, the railway, the funicular railway, is still locked away in the garage, so no chance of a ride back to the van. Fortunately, it is downhill, but it is pretty steep. Check this out, look. I'll spin the camera around. I'll race you to the bottom.
Steady.
Go! Right, to get an idea of how steep it is. Oops. Yeah, we've had a nice time walking around Virgoe. Had a look at some of the historic sites. Cathedral was really spectacular inside, and there is a cathedral museum as well. But one thing to bear in mind with the museums and attractions in Portugal is that a lot of them are actually closed on a Monday. So if you're planning your trips and that, just bear that in mind. But now we're going to head back to the car park, to the van. We're going to probably stop here overnight. Just got a little video I need to finish off for you guys. And then we're on to a lovely little lake beach park up tomorrow, which looks absolutely stunning on the photographs. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that one. Get out of the cities on a nice little wild park up. Yeah, it should be lovely. But yeah, it's a shame that the old railway wasn't running, because it is free as well, so would have been a nice little thing to do here in Virgoe. But yeah, shame that. Never mind. Maybe next time. Just at the back of the car park here in Virgoe, where the van's parked there, there's this cycle path here. Now I understand that 3 of the local districts heading down further south got together and used what was an old disused railway line predominantly for the most of this track, and this cycle track here goes for absolutely miles and miles further down. So when we take our trip further down the N2 today, we're probably going to be following this cycle path down, and then the first place that we stop off will show you of interest. It's part of the old railway line, and yeah, we'll have a look at that and further down the track here. So let's pack the van up and let's get going.
Head northeast toward Avenida da Europa N2.
So we've left that city park up in Virgoe. One thing obviously to bear in mind, like I said before, Mondays, most of the museums, some of the attractions won't be open. It's kind of their day off. So yeah, if you're visiting there, make sure you do it on a different day other than a Monday. The N2, I'll just put a little map up here and show you. The reason it's interesting is it's one of them roads where it looks like a 3-year-old child's drawn it. Goes all the way around the mountain, and you know, it's the original route down through Portugal before they had major civil engineering and built all these huge highways and bridges. So yeah, it's a lot more interesting. It's a slower pace, but then you get to see some of these lovely villages, and the scenery's much better. The road conditions may not be the best, as you can probably hear a few bumps and that in the background, but yeah, it's an interesting way if you want to see more of Portugal. We've only got about 20 minutes down to a place called Tondella. We're going to pop in at an old disused railway. I think the station and maybe some of the old steam engines might be there, but it's a continuation of that cycle path that we just saw in Virgoe. So yeah, I thought it might be a little bit of an interesting 5-minute pull in there, have a look around.
I've been here before, familiar with the view. And every time that you walk through the door, I'm hit by the same old tide, blinded by the lights. And I'm going through changes, but it's easier with you. I'm going through changes, and so are you.
So this is a continuation of that cycle path from Virgoe down to Tondella. I mean, if you was to cycle it, it'd probably take you about an hour and a half on a push bike. So if you're feeling energetic, should be a nice little ride because it's on the old railway line. So I shouldn't imagine it will be too hilly, fairly flat, and it's all been freshly tarmacked, so it's very smooth. And we're hoping that we can maybe wander down here and see something of interest. But yeah, let's have a look. Right up until 1988, the railway ran between Santa Combadão and Virgoe in central Portugal. It was reopened in 2011, but now as a cycling and walking path called the Ecopista do Dão. The total length of the path is 49 kilometres. It's not only the longest in Portugal, but probably the most beautiful as well. The cycling is fairly easy going and mostly downhill from Virgoe to Santa Combadão. Coming the other way, there's a fairly long climb from the Dão Valley to Tondella, but being an old railway, the gradient is steady and gentle. The whole 49 kilometres can be completed on a bike in just over 2 hours. One thing they have got here, which is really cool if you are cycling and your bike's got a bit muddy or you need to pump up your tyres, this is really awesome bike station. Wheel your bike in here. You've got compressed air on one side and a pressure washer on the other side. Put your bike in the chock there and away you go. Awesome. How cool is that? There's an information board here right next to the station. Obviously we were there in Virgoe. We've driven down the N2 and we're now in Tondella. Obviously you can cycle the route all the way down, and then we're going to continue on down the rest of today down to Santa Combadão, which is this River Dão here. So the next section of this trip is a short half-hour drive down the N2 to a huge expanse of water where we hope to stay for the night. But before that, I'm going to nip into the town just to have a quick look around. So we've made it down to Tondella on the N2, and this is roughly around the 200 kilometre mark, 199 or thereabouts. So it's pretty much about a third of the way down, just under, down Portugal, and we've already seen, you know, loads of fantastic things on this route. It's a terrific little route if you want to do this. Beautiful church behind me there. I'm just going to have a wander into the centre and just have a little mooch around, but yeah, it's been really good so far. I'm hoping that the rest of the route is going to be just as interesting. If you look for the Tourist Information Office here in Tondella, there's also the entrance to the museum. The museum tells you all about the history going right back to prehistoric times, and it's free to enter, like a lot of the things in Portugal. It tells you all the history about the town and the area. You can see here there's loads of information to give you, a guidebook in English. So yeah, definitely worth a visit if you want to find out all about the local area. So this is interesting because here are some actual photographs of when the steam trains run through the station. Remember earlier, just now we were down at the station, obviously now it's been turned into a cycle path. But This obviously, the guidebook here tells you all about the history of the railway in this area. So here we are, this is where we're parked up on this little beach. Well, it's not a beach, sort of kind of a beach, lake. I'll put the name of this location on the screen now. Details will be in the video description below. And this was a park up that was actually recommended to us by Debs and Martin when we met them in northern Spain. They said, oh, if you're heading down this way, have a look at this one. And yeah, thanks Debs and Martin, because this is absolutely beautiful. It was really sunny earlier. The clouds are just coming over a little bit. I think the sun is trying to break through up there. But what a fantastic location. Obviously it's like a massive inland lake here. You can see a guy down there on a supboard in the distance. Yeah, he's just having a little bit of a paddle with somebody getting their boat out of the water. And it's really, really quiet. Again, like, you know, obviously being a little bit out of season like we are. I think there's one guy pulled up here to do a bit of fishing. But other than that, we've got the place to ourselves again, which is absolutely fantastic. So let's just have a walk down to the edge here so I can give you a proper view of the lake. As you can see in the distance there, the water level is really low. I'm hoping it's getting a bit windy now, so hopefully that won't come out on the microphone. I may have to do a little bit of a voiceover otherwise over the top of this video, but let me get down to the water's edge and then I'll pan around and show you the location. There we go, look at that. How stunning is that? I guess them guys parked right at the end there. I guess they're fishing. It's got a car literally parked right down by the water. I mean, if you were brave enough, I guess you could get your van down here as well, but it's a little bit exposed with the wind at the moment, so I'm happy to leave ours in the car park there. We've still got a stunning view out the side door though. Yeah, it's beautiful, look. I should imagine in the summer when the weather's nice, this would be absolutely packed with people enjoying the water, paddle boarding. I'm not sure whether you can swim in there. I haven't seen any signs that said you can't. But... And then just round the corner here, there's a little marina. Again, look at the water levels. You can see in the distance where the tree line is, that would be normally where the water would be. So, yeah, really low at the moment, right down there. But yeah, lovely. What a beautiful place. So thanks Debs and Martin for recommending that one. I'm sure we'll put this on our list of favourites and come back here in future. There is a little cafe, sort of beach bar with a terrace, tables and chairs outside here, just set in the trees, but Obviously, as I say, it's quiet, out of season, so that's closed. Oh, that wind is just picking up a little bit. That guy's still out on the lake paddling his sup board. He's doing well. It looks like you can actually hire out some paddle boards, kayaks or canoes from this little store here. Now that guy looks very much like the local GNR, so let's see if we're okay to stop here. Yeah, he's not bothered. Yeah, so that was actually the local GNR. Just popped round there in that little Land Rover. I gave him a wave, he gave me the wave back, so we're all good. It's not you know, a motorhome area or anything like that. It is a beach park up, and I think they, you know, a little bit more accepting when it's out of season like this and it's quieter. You know, we haven't got any camping equipment out or anything like that. We're not taking a mickey. We just got the van parked here, you know, in the car park. And just, yeah, being sensible about it, that's the key. You know, we're not making any mess, we're not taking a mickey, so yeah, I think they're okay with it. That gorgeous view out there. It's getting a little bit cloudy, the sun's just trying to break through the clouds, so time to get the old dinner on the go. So Lou, what we got on the menu for tonight?
Well, we have pork. I'm not 100% sure what cut it is.
Yeah,
but it's pork.
Kind of just like a pork steak, isn't it?
Yeah. And then we have some vegetables, potatoes, carrot and, not swede, which we normally have, but turnip. And we have cauliflower and courgettes.
Oh, nice.
Nice healthy dinner tonight.
Yeah, lovely. I could eat that all day long though, to be honest. You know what I mean? That's what we should be living on all the time.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Good. You're looking slimmer already, babe.
No, I'm not.
I think one of the best things we brought with us on this van trip, and all the previous van trips actually, was this 3-tiered steamer. We got our potatoes in the bottom, all our veg in the top 2 tiers, and it all sits on one ring. So, you know, most camper vans have only got 2 rings, and you're struggling to cook a, you know, a proper full-blown meal with all the pans on the top. So this thing is an absolute godsend. If you're interested in one, I'll stick some links in the description below. Carrots and turnips, next level. So there we go, grilled pork steak and 5 veggies, potatoes, courgettes, cauliflower and a carrot and turnip mash. Just to top it off, a nice bit of gravy. Beautiful. So there we go, an empty plate and a full stomach. Well, I could happily eat those steamed vegetables every day of the week. And that little 3-tiered steamer works really well on the gas stove. So you too can have a lovely wholesome meal like that in your van. There's no excuses. We've had a lot of rubbish over the summer because we've been socialising with friends, and it's just more convenient, you know, to buy something in or to eat at a festival and not have to cook yourself when you're having too much fun. So yeah, it's time we did get back to eating some proper healthy meals. And with the fresh produce that you get here in Portugal in the supermarkets, it's not difficult to do either. So the sun's just setting over the back of the lake there. The fishermen have all gone home, the guys on their boats have all gone as well, and there's just us here in the car park. And other than 1 or 2 birds chirping in the distance, there's not a sound to be heard. And check out this beautiful sunset. I'll get my ugly mug out of the way, you can have a better look. And as the sun sets, it's time to leave this episode of our N2 tour through Portugal. But still to come, the scenery on our drive gets even more amazing. Google gets us stuck in a tiny little village high up in the mountains, and we find ourselves parked way above the clouds. So please make sure that you subscribe to the channel because you won't want to miss the next episode. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers!